Hi, guys. Welcome back to Cheers. I am so excited for today's episode. We are having someone on that I've been a follower of for so many years. I don't think you understand. I am foaming at the mouth having her here. Her name is Rocky Barnes, and she has been such a fashion icon for so long. And she is who I go to when I'm needing fashion help or advice. Her TikTok and Instagram is incredible, and she's been in this game for a very long time. Rocky is a model, content creator, entrepreneur, podcast host, and a mom of two. She is truly one of the original digital tastemakers. From her early days as one of the first fashion influencers to now running her own brand and podcast, she's been ahead of the curve in so many ways, all while staying grounded, thoughtful, and totally herself. So, Rocky, I'm so happy you're here. Welcome to Cheers. Hi. Welcome to Cheers. I'm your host, Avery Woods. Hi, Rocky.
Hello.
Thanks for being here.
I'm excited to be here.
Do you know what we were talking about before we got started is that we think you have the sexiest voice. You really do.
Oh, well, if shit hits the fan with Instagram, it can be like a sex phone operator.
Or ASMR.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good morning. Let's get
I think
dressed.
people either like my voice or find it extremely annoying.
There's nothing annoying about it.
Like the California Fry.
No, you don't have that. You have like a sexy, sultry voice.
Oh.
California Fry is like, oh my God.
I could go there.
But that's not you. Even like sitting and chatting with you. But you're, good morning, let's get dressed. I started following you when you were pregnant and you started doing those on TikTok. And I was like, she is an icon. She is a legend.
You're so sweet. Thank you.
Do you know how much pressure I felt getting dressed this morning? I went very simple because I was like, I can't fuck it up. But I put some print on my shoes because you just dress so funky but classy.
my pants are like stained and I'm like, I was assuming I was just like neck up today.
Oh, it's fine.
So I put jewels on for you.
But we're matching in navy.
I know.
Which is kind of iconic. So I don't really know much about prior to social media for you. So what was your life growing up and what did you do before your career took off?
Oh, wow. Well, I've been doing social media for, I'm really bad at math, a long time. Like probably started in 2010.
Damn, it's like 15 years.
For really early on.
Yeah.
Like when I first started, I remember someone would send me like a free bikini and I was like, fuck yeah.
Oh, 100%.
I am scoring.
Yep.
Like so excited. But well, I'll give you like a quick background though. I grew up in Manhattan Beach, so like born and raised California. Went to school in San Diego State.
We lived across from San Diego State in Del Cerro.
Okay,
My son was born at Grossmont.
Nice.
Yeah, we love San Diego.
I didn't even want to go to college. I wanted to go to fashion school. Because I've always loved fashion, and my dad kind of wouldn't let me do that. My dad's like an ex-aerospace engineer, and so he was like, no, you need a proper education. So he took me to San Diego, drove me around, and I was like, okay, I could do this. So ended up getting into San Diego State, only school I applied to, because I'm not like a huge school person. It was not my thing. But I joined a sorority. I had like the best 5 years of my life. I had impacted classes, so I took a 5th year.
Wait, what did you study?
I did international business.
Okay.
Marketing communications.
Oh, so you've used that.
Well, I was kind of like, whatever, this is easy. I don't have to take a second language because I'm really bad at, like, all of this was very strategic. I didn't want to take a language.
Yeah.
I can do business communications and not take a language. And then little did I know it would actually be the reason I think I've done so well on social, having the marketing background. So after college, I was scouted, started modeling.
Okay.
Was working at 2 restaurants, part-time at 2 restaurants, doing marketing for this author in La Jolla. And I just started modeling, was driving back and forth from San Diego to LA, like 5 days a week, put 30,000 miles in my car each year, hustling. Ended up getting married super young. Got married at 25.
How did you meet?
He came into the restaurant I worked at.
Oh, cute.
And asked me out. Yeah, he was like a cute surfer guy from La Jolla, the attorney for the Padres at the time. And I was like, okay, I got married, now let's have kids. And he was like, well, you're 25. Like, why don't you just like work for another year?
Yeah.
And I was like, "Ugh, all right, fine." So I started working modeling mostly. And then all of a sudden my career took off, like
Okay.
exploded. And I was like traveling all the time. I was doing a lot of swimwear brands and workout brands. So I was, little did I know in the modeling world, those are like the best brands to work for because you're not stuck in a studio on a white backdrop. Like I was the Billabong girl. So I was going to Tahiti and Fiji and Australia and like I worked for Prana Yoga. We went to Morocco and like I got to go to all the best places in the world.
Yeah.
It was amazing. And then he was like, okay, well, let's start having kids. I was like, I think I'm good.
Yeah.
I want to keep doing this.
Yeah.
So we ended up separating, divorcing, kind of each went our own way. I think the timing was just off. He was
Wait, I didn't know you got divorced.
I was married and divorced.
Oh, this is news to me.
I know a lot of people don't know because I think social media kind of picked up more so later.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so that ended. I moved back up to LA and I kind of started social media because I hated all my modeling photos. They were always trying to make me be like taller, thinner, less tan, more like a traditional model. And they always chose like the worst photos of me. So I started using Instagram as like my own personal portfolio,
Totally.
posting all the photos I liked. And I also loved fashion. And on all these amazing trips I would go on, it's not so much now, but when you're modeling for fashion, you shoot everything like 6 months in advance, right?
Yeah.
And so I can't show any of the clothes. They're like top secret. So I would like throw in my own clothes, be in all these amazing, like beautiful places around the world and like take photos. And it kind of was the beginner of like what bloggers do now, right? We travel, put on outfits, take cute photos. And I was just kind of subconsciously like not knowing doing that just because I was taking advantage of the opportunities in front of me. And ended up getting divorced. It didn't work out. I said he was 9 years older, so like the timing was off.
Oh, so he wanted to have kids because he's a little bit older than
Yeah,
you.
and I did at first, and then I was like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Timing was off. Moved back to LA, and have been doing like social media ever since.
Were you sad about your divorce? Or were you like, okay, this is a chapter that's closed, like it's for the best?
I think it's never fun to go through it.
For sure.
It's like, and it was my decision, so obviously you just never want to hurt someone.
Of course.
But I think I realized that I wasn't going to be happy long term, and we didn't have kids. It was either like shit or get off the pot, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm not going to try and have a kid to fix my marriage.
Totally.
I want someone who's going to run with me. Like he didn't want to travel. He didn't wanted me to be in San Diego. There was no compromise, and I was like, at what point is my job worthy, right?
Yeah.
Like he didn't take my job seriously because it was more modeling influencing, and he had like a lawyer, real job, corporate 9 to 5. And I just realized that it was never going to be a partnership. It was always going to be a hierarchy.
For sure.
And so I was like, this isn't going to work. And then it's the hardest thing I've ever done, I have to say.
Yeah.
Is like getting those words out of your mouth. It's like a very out of body experience, but I had to rip the Band-Aid.
Yeah.
And I'm very grateful I did because I think we're both happier for it.
Yeah. Well, and
he's a good guy. Just like the
Yeah.
timing was off.
Yeah. You weren't each other's people.
Yeah.
And now obviously you're married. You have a beautiful family. You have 2 kids.
Yes.
So how did you meet your husband?
I met my husband when I moved up to LA. I signed with One Management in New York. It was like my first New York agency. And so I started going back and forth to New York once every 3 weeks, every couple weeks, month or so. And I ended up staying a long weekend and going to a concert with one of my girlfriends and ended up randomly meeting Matt at a concert in Brooklyn.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like locked eyes from across the concert. And he ended up coming up and talking to me. And I was like, I'm getting divorced. You don't want to talk to me. Like, I'm a hot mess. You don't want to talk to me.
I love the honesty.
At that point, you have to be brutally honest. Like,
Totally.
at what point do you bring up, oh, yeah, I'm in the middle of a divorce. Hey.
Yeah, totally.
Like, you have to be brutally honest and upfront with that. And I was like, I'm getting divorced. You don't want to talk to me. And he's like, can I take you to dinner?
Hey.
I go, did you hear me?
Yeah.
I'm a hot mess right now. You don't want to get involved.
But at least you told him right off the bat.
And also, I was like, you live in New York. I'm never going to date you.
Yeah.
And it's very serendipitous, but a week before we met, he had signed a lease on an apartment in West Hollywood to move out like 3 months later.
So it was meant to be.
it was kismet.
He's a
Serendipity.
photographer?
Well, now he is.
You're like, I made him my
Well, he
photographer.
was working in finance when I met him.
What?
Yeah, yeah.
And so he kind of shifted to what work you're doing to
He
help?
was moving out to take over like a new client in LA under Ernst and Young, where he was working, and he ended up just like kind of burning out in finance, and he wanted to open a restaurant because he's like an amazing cook, not like classically trained, but he's just really passionate about food.
Yeah.
So he ended up opening a dumpling shop on Melrose called
What?
Stuffed. Yeah, and it was amazing, but the restaurant business is like so hard.
Yeah, so hard.
And I just don't think he and his partner were prepared for it. So they ended up shutting it down right before COVID, which was a blessing in disguise
Totally.
again. And at that point, when he was kind of building the restaurant and waiting for everything to kind of come to fruition, he was helping me out because I was a hot mess. Like, I'm a creative through and through, and I was keeping all of my invoices for my jobs on a notepad on my iPhone. He's like, do you want me to make an Excel spreadsheet for you? I go, what the fuck would I do with an Excel spreadsheet? I don't even know how to do that.
Yeah.
So he ended up helping me out doing that. And then he ended up taking a photography class and then started shooting with me because then we could travel together. And it kind of grew from there. It was not easy at the beginning.
What was your, like, I made it moment where you knew this was going to be the career for you? Not so much modeling, because obviously you were already in that and signed, but more so the fashion influencing side.
I think the aha moment for me was when I got booked for my first job as an influencer. And it was actually like probably one of the most iconic jobs I've ever had. It was the first one I got. I was shot by Patrick Demarchelier for Sam Edelman's 8-page advertorial in the September issue of Vogue.
Damn.
I was like,
okay.
And it was for Rocky, like Rocky for Sam Edelman, not
Cool.
like we don't want to hire Rocky as a model. It was like they wanted me as an influencer. And I was like, this is so fucking cool. I got to shoot with Patrick Demarchelier. I had the whole Vogue team there. I was like, okay, this is a pinch me, I made it moment.
This is so random, but is your actual birth name Rocky?
No.
What's your birth
Rachel.
name? Rachel.
Yes.
And so where does Rocky come from?
Okay, so I'm half Filipino.
Okay.
And it's Rachel to like Raquel to Rocky is like a very common nickname. So my mom's called me Rocky since I was a baby. It was my mom's nickname for me. And then when Instagram started, I was like, okay, Rachel Barnes, R Barnes. Like, I went through every variation of Rachel Barnes and everything was taken. Like, everything. Like, I was really getting creative. And so I was like, fuck, I'll just do Rocky. My mom calls me Rocky. So I did Rocky Barnes, not taken. Well, it was actually, so I added underscores. It was like some weird guy in like North Carolina with like 2 photos.
I love that you like never forget that. Like, I will always remember stuff like that. I'm like, why are you using my name?
And he like didn't post for like 10 years. I was like,
and of course the handle's taken.
Yeah, but I was like, no one's confusing me with this guy. It's fine.
No.
So I ended up doing Rocky, and then it just kind of stuck.
Do people in your personal life call you Rocky?
My husband doesn't, but people go back and forth.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What do you prefer?
People ask me that all the time, and I really...
You don't care?
It doesn't matter.
Okay,
Like,
good.
I do my podcast with Rachel Zellick, and so I go by Rocky strictly for the pod. Like, it's confusing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, but honestly, I like turn to both. I'm like, oh, Rocky, Rachel, whatever.
Yeah. So when you started, I would consider you an OG Instagram girl, because that was when, we had the fun sepia filters and all of the things on Instagram that's so different now.
Yeah.
And I know
all the face tuning.
Oh, yeah. I have a lot of close friends that came from that era as well. But talk kind of through how coming up in that world of social media compares to how social media is now, because I feel like it has changed so much in the last 5 years alone.
So much. Wow, where do I start? Well, I started 15 years ago? We did the math. Yeah, I was like on one of the first Revolve trips. I did the whole Revolve era.
Revolve Fest.
All of it. Like, I was on all their trips. Like, like there were a few girls who were like on contract with them for years. And I really give Risa credit. She created the influencer
Totally.
model and did all of that. And I was like really lucky to be part of that first wave because it really established you and gave you credibility being involved with the whole Revolve family. I think the one thing that people kind of miss now, I think on TikTok kids are better about it, but back in the day, the reason we all grew so much is that we were all lifting each other up, posting photos with everyone, tagging everyone. I really feel like as social media grew, everyone became so controlling of their image and obsessed with like putting out this perfect image of themselves that the only way to do it was to just like become this solo story and not include other people. And I think that that shifted Instagram in a whole new direction. It wasn't uh, as social visually as it used to be. And so that shift was kind of annoying, and everyone was it felt like everyone was out for themselves at that point and less about really meeting new people and growing organically through this like network that you create. So, and that lasted for a long time. Like everyone trying to be so perfect and so curated,
Yes.
right? Like I only post certain colors on my feed. I never did that because I would just wear too many colors. But, and then I feel like everyone got so over that the pendulum swung in the opposite direction. Everyone wanted raw, unfiltered, just like messy stuff, which that happened around the time I got pregnant and had kids. And I was like, I am so down for this. Like, I
Totally.
don't have to try so hard.
Yeah.
I don't have to edit anything. I'm like, this is great. And I think I also got to the point that I had more confidence in myself. I think becoming a mom, you just like don't sweat the little stuff anymore.
Absolutely.
And I was like, fuck, I don't need to like edit myself. I know how to take a good photo. The light's good. I don't need to do any more than this. Like, stop dragging myself through to make myself perfect all the time. So I've really embraced this new chapter. I do have an amazing photographer, which helps.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like I like what you said because it's kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. But I feel like social media is like that in general. For instance, how Instagram used to be that perfect, curated, like the bright white, saturated photos where everything's picture perfect and planned. That was very trendy. But now, if that's the case, it's you only show the highlights. This isn't realistic. You're no longer relatable. But if you show the messy moments, it's you get hate. Like if I show a car cleaning out video of, I'm on a road trip with my kids and we clean out my car and it's how can you get your car to this point? And I'm like, but if I don't show it, then I'm not a realistic mom. But I also feel like that's also where social media has changed, where the outside opinions have become so brutal, and I feel like it didn't used to be like that, especially since TikTok came around. I feel like with a For You page, there's a lot more outside opinions. Have you experienced that?
Well, it's a catch-22. I think that I've been really cautious about kind of walking a fine line in between oversharing and just being like a visual person, because I've seen people get canceled left and right. It's like when you share everything, like I share everything, but I'm not like as forward facing as a lot of girls. I'm not doing like a confessional on my Insta stories or like exposing myself and being as raw and real. And I respect the girls who are able to do that so much. It takes a lot. I think I feel more comfortable doing it like on podcasts and stuff, but like for some reason it when I'm alone like trying to talk like that, it just doesn't feel right for me, and I've learned that I just have to it took me forever to get it on TikTok, for heaven's sakes. Like I had to find what worked for me. And there's a huge payoff for being vulnerable to your audience. People are invested and there for you through the ups and downs, but at the same time, when you open yourself up like that, you're opening yourself up to potential criticism. They hold you to this standard. They expect you to be real and honest with them in every way, and it can backfire. And I've seen it backfire over and over and over again. So I also feel like right now, the way people grow on social media is the emotional connection that you're creating.
Yes.
But I don't know. It kind of goes back and forth. Like, you can have that emotional connection. Is that going to translate into sales? Is that going to translate into a career, being able to support your family? I think it can in certain ways. I've kind of straddled that, I think, in a lot of ways, because I feel super protective of my brand, especially now that I have a family.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that when you support your family, and I feel that because, I have 4 kids. It's a lot of pressure, especially as a woman and someone that is in the public eye, where you get a lot of outside opinions, because every day you're like, is this going to continue? Like, do I still have a job? It's very stressful. And one of my good friends, Amber Fillerup, was telling me how, her entire career she's woken up in the mindset of, this could go away tomorrow.
They've been telling me that for 10 years.
Yes, and as scary as that is, it almost lights a fire under my ass, because I have never worked harder in my whole life. And I mean, I was a PICU and NICU nurse, like full time during the pandemic, all of that. Like,
Wow.
I've seen some crazy shit. But even my husband's like, I've never in our entire life together, 12 years, have I ever seen you work as hard as you do. And I think people don't see that behind the scenes,
Yeah.
but when you do support your family, you have to.
And Matt and I work together now.
And I love
So
that.
this is it. Like, our,
Yeah,
our eggs are in one basket. So
totally.
yeah, it puts a lot of pressure on you. And I think one of the things I've been really good at is I do have, like, if big companies are vetting me, I'm a very marketable influencer.
You are.
Um, and I've been very cautious about that. I haven't gotten political.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like share any of that. Doesn't
Mm-hmm.
mean I don't have opinions, but also, like, I have a family that I'm protective of.
Absolutely.
So people like to get mad at you if you don't say anything, but I think I've never done it, so, like, I'm not starting now.
Yeah, that I feel the same.
It's hard. It's hard to know where that line is, how
Yeah,
much to share, how much not to
totally.
share. And I love sharing my life, especially, like, my kids. Like,
Yeah.
I have so much fun, and I like to show people that they can do it all. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
I've worked really hard at finding a balance, being a mom, working, traveling, living a really fun life, and being able to share that. I like women to know that, yeah, being a mom is fucking hard, but you can do it.
Totally. And you
And
can keep your career.
yeah,
Actually, I tell people all the time, I completely transitioned my entire career and built this massive business after my kids were already born. Like, I didn't start any of that until my daughter was, probably 3 to 6 months is when it like really became serious. And that was my fourth kid. So it really is possible.
yeah,
And I think, obviously we share the highlights, but as a mom, like, you want to share those moments and you're proud of it.
yeah.
So going back, because obviously you were kind of at a disagreement with your first husband regarding kids. So what changed to have kids now with Matt? Was it just time?
I always wanted kids. That wasn't the question.
Yeah.
I think when I got a taste of success in my career, I it was just so empowering.
Mm-hmm.
And once I got a taste of that, I was like, I'm not stopping now.
Yeah.
It's being able to be, I think, financially independent
Mm-hmm.
gives you so much power to be able to make decisions for what you truly want, and not having to, like, be reliant on someone and being like, I can't leave this marriage because I can't afford to.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, a lot of women are in that position.
Oh, so many.
We give up our lives for children to, like, be there at home, but we're essentially stuck. And
Mm-hmm.
I think having a sense of freedom and power, I was able to, like, I already had those feelings, and I had the courage then to act on them because I knew I could take care of myself.
Yeah.
And it's sad to think that a lot of people feel stuck or trapped because of that, but I was also so young. Like,
Mm-hmm.
at 25, I thought I knew everything.
Yeah.
I didn't know shit,
Yeah.
you
Oh, yeah.
know? And I think a lot going into a marriage, you have to, like, really be so obsessed with your person, because it just gets harder and harder as it goes. And those little things that bother you just like multiply.
Especially when you have kids. Like,
Yeah.
you're now not the priority.
Yeah.
Your kids will always come first.
Yeah.
And if you
I
don't
know,
have
ask my husband, he's not happy about that.
Yeah, but it's like if you don't have a strong foundation
Yeah.
and then you add children to that, that's like the straw that broke the camel's back. You can't survive that.
Yeah. And I think I was unaware how much I had compromised myself the first time I got married. I was like, oh, he's a really great guy. This is what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
He wants to marry me. Like, this is amazing. Like, I should do this. I don't think it was because I was so in love and wanted this. I was kind of just like, oh, this is what you're supposed to do. And I came from a divorced family. So for me, it was like this vision of a white picket fence, like the perfect family I never had. I love my family, but it's like non-traditional. And having this like beautiful life in La Jolla, it just felt like this is what I should be doing. It's kind of what I always dreamed about. But then you kind of are there and you're like, okay, well, marriage is more than the dream of it. You have to really be matched with your person.
Yeah.
So
So what was the point with Matt where you were like, okay, I feel ready to be a mom?
well, I think age was a lot of it too. Like I had my first at 34.
Okay.
And Matt's 3 years younger than me. He was like just ready. We got married in 2018, and then in September of 2018, we went to Coachella, April, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go off birth control after Coachella, one last weekend, and I'm like, it'll probably like take me a year, whatever. I got pregnant like that day.
Oh yeah, when you get off birth control, your hormones spike.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, same thing happened to me during the pandemic. My IUD was embedded in my uterus, and that was like when you couldn't get a doctor's appointment during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah, immediately got pregnant.
So then that happened real quick.
Yeah.
But honestly, I wanted to have kids before 35 because of like the risks that elevate. And my second was a geriatric pregnancy, and they need to change that name.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Like geriatric, advanced maternal age is
It's
the term
so
that they use.
rude.
It's like 35 is advanced maternal age.
Well, I think back in the day it was.
Yeah.
I was like, and I gave birth in New York both times because my husband's from New York and his dad's a doctor.
Okay.
And his dad's best friend was our OBGYN.
Oh, that's cool.
We ended up going back and forth to New York. I was the youngest mom in the waiting room. Like all in New York, all these women are like in their 40s having kids.
Yeah.
So I think they need to change the name.
I think they absolutely need to change the name. So now having kids, being a mom of 2 boys, what's changed in your life being a mom? Like what has being a mother made you realize?
I think the obvious one is just priorities.
Yeah.
Right? Like I say no to a lot more jobs. And I think now that my kids are 3 and 5 and they're getting older, and when they were younger, it was easy. They didn't know if I was gone or not. They didn't like understand, and you don't feel as guilty. Kind of in that 6 months to like 2 years, they don't really remember.
Yeah.
But now my kids remember and they ask for me, so like the mom guilt kicks in, and you don't. Also, now their personalities are out. You don't want to miss anything.
I know.
You're like, this is such a special time. So I think just priority-wise, I'm not just going on trips to go on a trip anymore. Like, it has to be worth me leaving my family, or I'm bringing them.
I feel the same way. The last brand trip I went on was I actually paid to have my family go with me.
Yeah.
And this whole year I've turned down every brand trip opportunity just because I feel like at one point you kind of just outgrow it. And I know you feel this, but being a woman in her 30s and going on brand trips with girls that like just graduated high school, you just don't feel like you belong in that environment anymore. I also just can't keep up. Like I can't go out to a club till 5 a.m. I don't have it in me anymore. You can?
Yeah.
Oh, see,
I'm a psycho. I have so much energy. I can do everything.
Oh, see, I just am in bed.
I like
10
going on
o'clock.
brand trips and meeting new people, though.
I do love meeting new people, and I feel like those relationships are so fun when you see them in a public environment.
Yeah.
But that was one of the big reasons we moved here, was because I would come out, record, and that was like a 3-day trip for me away from the kids. And as they started to get older and realize, and they're like crying by the door, I couldn't handle it anymore. And now I can drive 30 minutes, record, and then I'm home for dinner tonight. Like it's it was the best thing for our family. And I also didn't want to move them really young, or I'm sorry, as they get older and more established, I wanted them to be on the younger
Yeah.
side. But it does become really difficult to leave them.
Well, that's why I started TikTok.
Really?
Because I started TikTok when I was pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I can't dance. I'm not doing all this shit. Like, I can't, I won't, I
Yeah.
refuse. Um, I was like, I was late to the game and I didn't start until I was like, okay, I can do get ready with me's in my closet. And I was pregnant and I didn't want to like leave. It was like, I gave birth January 2020.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, this is something I can do. It's easy, whatever. And then when I had my baby, I was like, this is great. I can get dressed in my closet while my baby's napping.
They're my favorite videos.
But also, as a mom, it's something that's realistic that I can sustain.
Totally.
Like taking photos, street style photos. I have to get up, coordinate with my husband, do all this shit, leave the house, drive around, find a spot, hope the light's good, hope the weather's good. You know, all of this stuff. It's time consuming.
Mm-hmm.
But when I had little babies napping, I was like, I can do this from home.
Yeah.
And it just was an easy way for me to feel productive and create content that worked with my life.
Totally.
So that it stuck.
What's your thoughts when it comes to your kids and social media? What do you think?
I'm going to fucking do it till they say no. My
But
oldest son is already saying no.
what about for them? Like,
Oh,
will they be allowed to have
no.
social media?
No.
Yeah,
No.
I feel the same.
No, they're going to make 100 million mistakes and you don't want evidence of that.
Never.
I'm so grateful that MySpace is gone.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
That
It was
like
so
top
embarrassing.
10, also top 10 friends. Like that's it. For me, I just worry about the bullying aspect of like the comments and the outside opinions.
Oh, no,
Like
I was just wasted in every photo in college. And I was like, this does not need to be on the internet. And I'm so glad it's gone. I'm so glad there's no evidence of me in high school. Like,
yeah.
all the shit I was doing was so stupid. And I don't want my kids having evidence of that. Like, live your best life. You can have it when you're 18.
Yeah. I say all the time, like, thank God I never had Twitter.
Oh, yeah. I just don't like to write. That's why I don't have Twitter. I can barely write an Instagram caption.
I think you're so much funnier than anyone knows because, you know, you're one of those people that people admire so much and you always look amazing. You're very sophisticated in the way you speak. But I remember I saw a video and I was like, she has such a fun personality because you just don't know. And it was when you were talking about Julia Fox's dress looking like she was full of pubes. And
Well, it did.
You'll have to find that, Scott, and overlay it. Her dress that looked like it had pubes on it. It did.
It did.
And I was
She
like,
was going
oh,
for like
she's
Birth of
funny.
Venus, but it just didn't work.
No, I think you're hilarious.
Well, that's why Rachel and I started the podcast. I was like, this environment feels more natural for me to have a conversation.
Wait, tell me about your podcast.
My girlfriend Rachel Zalek, I don't know if you know her. She's had 5 million lives and she randomly knows everyone. But we both have kids the same age and we live like 5 minutes from each other.
Fun.
So both our boys were in Taekwondo together. And we would just be sitting on the bench watching them just like gossiping about everything. And we were like, we should just make this into a podcast. We were just like shooting the shit and we just had fun. And her husband's a producer, so like he set up all our mics for us. And I had always wanted to try and find a way to like share more of my personality. And I don't know. I don't feel comfortable doing it on Instagram. It just feels so contrived to me, like talking to the phone.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like having this conversation with Rachel and I feel like was really natural and easy. And I was like, if people watch it, maybe they'll get to know me more.
Totally. What's it called?
It's called Mulholland Drive. Like we just do it from my pool house.
She walks in, Rocky walks into Unwell and she sits down and she's like, oh yeah, this is a legit setup.
Yeah, this is legit.
It was so funny.
Like half the time, like the sound's off or like a camera turns off and yeah.
You had a Tom's billboard.
We have like 20 Tom's billboards.
That's iconic.
It's wild. My littlest Charlie
Yeah.
is like a star right now. He's
That's
like
what I was going to
every
ask you.
billboard.
Like, what's his thoughts?
I don't think he gets it.
Yeah.
He's like too little to understand. It'll be cool when he's older.
Can you imagine those photos too?
I know.
He like shows his future girlfriend. He's like, look what I was on.
Well, Jones was so cute when he was little. He's like handsome.
They're both so cute.
Jones is like very handsome. Like model-esque, but he's 5. He's like, I don't want to take a photo.
No,
And then you
hell
ask him to take
no.
a photo, and he's like, eh. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, this is not gonna go. You're not helping your college fund right now, bro. But Charlie is like at that age where I can be like, you want an M&M? Smile. He's like a puppy.
Totally.
So I'm like,
And the bribing.
I'm gonna bribe them as long as I can, because there will be a point
Where you
where they're
can't.
gonna say no.
Totally.
So I'm like, your college fund, build it up now while we can.
Right. I know. Ziggy, my 6-year-old, he's at that age where he's like, I don't want to, Mom. And I'm
And
like,
then
all right, I
you
get
can't
it.
make them.
No, you absolutely can't. And you do get to a point where you're like, I'm not going to make you. Like, I'm not going to make you do anything that
No.
you don't like. But my 3-year-old, she eats that shit up. She's
Yeah.
like, Mommy, take a picture of me. Look how cute I look, you
Yeah.
know? But that's also the girl in her.
Yeah.
What's your favorite type of campaign to do work-wise? Like, what fuels you? What fills your cup?
Like, when it comes down to it, my favorite part of the job is styling.
Yeah,
Like
you're
sitting
just
in my
iconic with
closet,
fashion.
making cute outfits, like putting stuff together. Like, that's what still is exciting for me. Like, making it all just into like for me, it always is like a theme, a story. Everything has like a purpose. It's like really thoughtful. And that whole process to me is so fun.
Yeah.
It's never gotten old. I love to do it. And one of the things I'm most proud of for my own brand is I work with everyone. Like,
Mhm.
name a brand, I've worked with them, from Louis Vuitton to Old Navy to Walmart to everything in between. And the fun part is finding a piece. Let's say it's the expensive stuff is easy, right?
Yeah.
But give me something from Old Navy, from Walmart, I will make it cute.
Totally.
And it's all about styling, and that showing people that you can have fun and make a cute outfit. It doesn't have to cost a ton of money. That's the art, and that's the fun part for me. And I take pride in the fact that I can literally make anything cute.
No, you can. And you'll put on the most basic outfit, and the way you accessorize and dress it up and layer will never cease to amaze me.
That's the fun part, though,
Yeah.
because it's at the end of the day, it's personal style and having these details and the little zhuzhing. And when look at something, they're like, oh, that's gross. And then I put it on and they're like, oh, wait, that's cute. I go, this is the fun part. Like,
Yes.
this is what gets me off.
So if someone's starting their closet, if they're starting from scratch, what are your basics that you feel like are must-haves for anyone?
I think the biggest thing when someone's styling their closet is understanding their body. I think that's the number one. I think a lot of people try to wear stuff and then it's like, that's just not for you.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't work for your body.
Totally.
And I think understanding your body and the proportions of your body is really the most important. Like, my body is very proportional, like very equal. I would kill for longer legs.
No, you're so hot.
No, but
Like, I don't think
everyone's
you
got their thing, right?
understand.
Like, I would kill for longer legs. So like I wear stuff high waisted because it elongates my legs and the things that I want to highlight on myself. So understanding those proportions and what works for you, I think, is first and foremost. And then based on that, it becomes a formula, right? I think proportions are everything. You're not wearing two baggy things together. It's like when you do makeup, you do eye or lip, not both, right? If you're wearing baggy on top, you need to have more form fitted on the bottom, or vice versa. I think accentuating your waist when you can, or I do because it's a highlight of my body. I like to highlight what I got.
Yeah, it's
you
giving
know?
tiny. She's
Yeah.
literally tiny.
Well, I've always had a small waist. My ass grows, but my waist, it's,
Yeah, be
you know.
prepared. The wind's picking up in LA today. It might blow away.
No. I think that's really the biggest point. And I think obviously jeans are like
Yeah.
a staple.
But a good pair of jeans. Like, if I find a good pair of jeans I'm obsessed with, I will buy every single wash.
It's really hard right now because jeans are fluctuating so much, and jeans are usually like, I had the same vintage Levi's for like 8 years and they were like a go-to and they were great, but then like everyone disrupted the whole jean category and now it's very confusing, and jeans can look super dated super quickly right now. So it's like a weird time for denim, which is annoying because that should be a forever piece.
I know, as you're talking, I'm like looking down on myself. I'm like,
No, yours are cute.
thank God. I wanted vintage Levi's for so long because Levi's, when you have a butt, like small waist, big ass,
I
I'm
get
not,
all of mine tailored. Buy vintage Levi's, go to go to the Melrose Flea Market or something. Rose Bowl has a ton, and then just take it to a good tailor and they'll adjust them for you.
You did have a pair of jeans, though, that I was obsessed with that you were styling once. And I remember you being like, they're absurdly expensive, but they're so
Probably my
worth
Mason
it.
Margiela ones.
And I was like, if they're expensive for Rocky, like, let me look these up. And I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, they're like $600-$700.
But they're so good.
The girl math works for those because like the
No,
cost per wear
cost
worked.
per wear, and they look incredible.
They were perfect for my body type.
Yeah,
Like
I love
high-waisted,
those.
slightly baggy. They worked day to night. When you find a good pair, you gotta. But I tailor everything as well. I think that's another thing that people don't like to do. They try something on, and it doesn't fit quite right. Like nothing on a hanger is supposed to fit everyone perfectly.
Yeah.
Like if you get a dress and it needs to be a couple inches shorter to like hit right below your knee or right above your knee. Like there's certain spots that proportionally will make you look taller or shorter. If you cut your leg right at the calf, it's going to shorten your legs, right?
Totally.
So I think taking the extra time and getting stuff altered, it's not that much money. And if it fits you perfectly, you will wear it over and over again.
True.
And a lot of people don't take that extra little step to make sure everything fits perfect, and then they never wear it, and then it's a waste of money. You might as well spend the extra $10 and get it snipped here, or taken in here, or cropped a little bit.
Yeah, I agree with that. I also think what you said before is that the expensive stuff is very easy to find accessible because it's there if you are able to afford it. But the rare gems that are maybe vintage or more custom pieces, that to me is more fun to shop for, but it's also harder to find.
I grew up thrifting and going to flea markets. My mom used to sell at the Rose Bowl flea market.
I love that.
So like I've been going since I was a baby. And she would be there selling all day and I would just wander around shopping. So my first experiences were, she was also a hairdresser. My mom kind of has done all of it. So I would like sit in the salon with my mom after school because we didn't have money to like go to daycare or anything, any sports or whatever. And I would just read through all of her magazines, Vogue, Elle, Harper's, all of them. And I would like tear out the outfits I was obsessed with, and they were all designer. I couldn't afford shit. And then I would go to the Rose Bowl flea market and I would recreate them with vintage pieces.
I love that.
And so that was like my treasure hunt since I was little. And I'd be like, oh, I want this vibe. I want like a silk skirt with like a like whatever I wanted. I would go and find it at the flea market and redo it. And you get better quality. I could afford it. And it worked.
That's funny because when I first started making commission money was when I became an Amazon influencer in like 2017 maybe. And we were so broke. I was in nursing school and I was obsessed with Free People because that was like
Who wasn't?
Yeah, that was like the boho Free People time.
That was my era, girl. I never left.
Yeah, no, and I still love them, but I couldn't afford anything on Free People. I was in college, so I found a bunch of dupes on Amazon, and that's what I started linking. And people ate that shit up because there were so many people in my position.
Yeah.
And I loved it.
Yeah.
You know, we all come from somewhere.
So start somewhere.
Right. What about podcasting is different from what you've been doing your whole career that you like? Do you think it's just because you feel like you have freedom to speak more?
I think I'm older and I actually have stuff to talk about.
Yeah,
you know
it's
what
like
I
things
mean?
you've learned. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I have more experience, life experience. I've been in the business long enough where I feel like what I say is, pearls of wisdom. I've been doing this long enough where I can talk about it. I feel like it's hard for younger girls to be able to like give advice on stuff because it's like, who the fuck are you? You've never done anything.
Totally.
Like girls in their 20s trying to tell me how they work out to get that bod. I go, you're 20.
You're 20.
That's why you have that body.
Yeah, totally.
Talk to me when you're fucking 40 and then I'll take your advice.
And I've had a couple kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to hear about a 21-year-old who has a banging bod. I go, so did I. And I ate breakfast burritos 5 days a week. Like, it's not hard. Like, I want to know someone who's been through it and done it and, like, achieved something. So
I agree.
I think at this point now it's fun because even just still being in my 30s, like, I am an expert in social media. I've been doing this for God. I'm a dinosaur. So it's fun now to talk about.
But honestly, I feel like you have proven yourself that it doesn't matter how young you are, what your bod looks like. Like, you have been through every stage of life on social media, and here you are, still killing it. Like, that's something to be very proud of.
Yeah, to be honest, like I love my job and I feel really grateful to be in this position.
Yeah.
I feel like when I started, everyone was making fun of me, like, "Ugh, you're so vain. You want to take a photo?" Like,
Especially in your personal life. At least I experienced that. People that were
of
like, "Who the
course.
fuck do you think you are? You think you're famous?"
Yeah,
Yeah.
like what? Take a photo? Like this is embarrassing.
Yeah.
Like my husband still gets embarrassed taking photos of me if people are around. I go, this is our job.
Yeah.
Like we're not doing this for fun.
Yeah.
Like,
Totally.
but I love my job and I feel really grateful to be here and to be in the position I am and to have had it sustain itself for this
Yeah.
long because people have been telling me my career's over for the past 10 years and it just keeps getting bigger and better. And so I think I just live in a space of gratitude and it continues to unfold itself. And I try not to like plan too much. First of all, like, I don't know, it's so, the potential is so limitless, but I've always just worked hard and been open to opportunity. And I think that's really what's worked best for me.
What do you
I've
think
done a
is,
couple brands, not for me.
yeah, what do you think has kept you relevant?
I don't know. God.
Just kind of going with the, no, because I don't feel like you do, for instance, when it comes to
I think I'm a
TikTok.
steady growth. I think
Okay.
there's something to say about someone who has like instant fame. That's really hard to sustain
Yes.
because a quick high comes a quick low,
Yep.
and it's a lot of pressure on you to be able to hold that level of fame when it comes so fast. I think I've been just doing it for so long. People have grown up with me. Like, I have moms and daughters be like, "We love you. We both follow you."
Oh, I love
And
that.
so I think people, and I think I'm consistent. I'm always getting inspired, and when I get excited by an outfit, I know other people will, and I think I'm always trying to do it in a different way, in a unique way, and just being inspiring. I don't know. Hopefully, I just keep that going.
What's something that people don't know about you that you wish that they did?
I have a black belt in Taekwondo.
No, you don't.
Yeah,
That's
three-time junior national champion.
that's badass. And your kids are in it, right?
Yeah, but they're not that great yet.
Wait, this is crazy to me. When did you start?
When I was 9.
Did you do it through college?
No, I stopped in college. But I used to
Wow.
teach and train.
Oh, so you could kick ass if you wanted to.
Well, after my ACL surgery heals, maybe. Yeah, it's like my party trick.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
That's
it's fun.
really unique too.
Back in it's not. I feel like kids do it way more, but like when I was doing it, like I was the only girl. There weren't that many girls doing it.
Yeah, I want to see
So,
video of this. This is amazing. Okay, what's your perfect LA day?
perfect LA day.
You would know it more than anyone because you're like the icon of the LA girl.
With kids or without?
Without, without.
um, I don't know. My Matt and I like love to go vintage shopping, go out to lunch, maybe like go on a hike or go to the beach. I think just like having no plans is
Yeah,
really nice.
there's so much to do around here.
There's like a laundry list always of things we want to do and we just never have time.
Yeah,
So like just doing random shit we never get to do.
especially when you don't have your kids. You're like,
Oh
what
yeah.
could we get done today?
Yeah.
What's lighting you up right now? What are projects coming up that you're excited about? What fills your cup?
Let's see. I have a lot. I have a few projects in the works. Like I can't really talk about it yet, but
Mm-hmm.
like we'll see what happens with all these tariffs because like that could all go to shit. Everyone produces like in
Yeah.
China, so who fucking knows?
Yeah.
Those might be on hold.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I would say like getting into summer is really fun for me because I'm like a beach girl at heart.
Same.
And once I'm healed from my surgery, like I have some really fun trips coming up.
Fun.
So,
What are your favorite beaches here?
oh,
I'm
I don't like
genuinely.
to go to the beach here.
Oh, you don't?
No, they're disgusting.
What?
If you're gonna go to any of the beaches here, Manhattan Beach, my hometown beach, is the best in
Okay.
my opinion. But like Santa Monica and Venice are disgusting.
So where else do you go besides Manhattan if you go to the beach?
Malibu's great, but there's no facilities and it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
It's not convenient.
Yeah.
It's like really beautiful, but it's like it's a trek, an adventure.
Yeah.
San Diego has really beautiful beaches.
Yeah.
Manhattan Beach is great. Orange County has amazing beaches.
Do you ever go to Santa Barbara?
Yeah, but it's never warm enough there.
It's a little chilly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You don't get like it's like sweater weather on the beach.
It is. Yeah, my grandma lives in Carp, so we spent a lot of time there as kids.
Like
But
Carmel is beautiful,
Carmel's so that's
but always
also
too cold.
I was gonna say cloudy and cold.
Yeah,
But I think
beautiful
it's
beaches though.
so pretty.
Yeah,
And it's so aesthetic.
I think San Diego might take the cake.
Oh,
Or
100%.
Laguna Beach.
That was
Laguna's
hard for
amazing.
us because we contemplated San Diego because, again, my husband's from there and we lived there for a while, but it was just too far
For
from
work, it's
from
not
here.
convenient.
No, because you're looking at like 3 to 4 hours depending on traffic.
And also, that's time away from your kids.
That's the thing. I told my husband, I was like, I'm going to be flying whether I'm coming from Arizona or San Diego because I'm not driving in 3 to 4 hours of
I
traffic
did that,
each
girl,
way.
for a long time.
Yeah, you're
It
a
doesn't
champ.
matter when you're single, but when you have kids, and that's
Totally.
just time away from them. And
Absolutely.
it's not a healthy lifestyle. You're eating out of your car.
No.
You're not exercising because you don't have time.
Yeah.
It's just, it eats up your day. So,
Also, to be able to drop them off at school, get work done, and then go pick them up.
yeah.
That's huge
Yeah.
as a working mom to have that balance.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you sitting down talking with me today.
Yeah, this is so fun.
Where can everyone find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Rocky Barnes. And I have a blog too, rockybarnesblog.com.
Your TikTok
TikTok is Rocky Barnes as well.
and now podcast.
And at Mulholland Drive. Yeah, thank you.
You're like, let me list it off. Thanks
Check
for
out my
being
link
here. I
tree.
appreciate it. Bye, guys. Cheers.